Welcome back to another video to master Spring Boot. In our last video, we learned what constructor injection is. In short, there are three types of injection: constructor injection, setter injection, and field injection. Spring recommend to use constructor injection, but if you see many legacy code, they use field injection, and even in other website or other videos. So basically, if you're working in any project and you see that, oh, this is a field injection and I should talk to my tech lead so that you could update that from field injection to constructor injection, which is the recommended way, and going forward we are going to use that only. But we need to understand how those three are differentiated to each other, what constructor injection, how the syntax is of constructor, setter and field. So in our earlier video we created constructor injection and we have used our REST API to test it, whether it is working or not, whether beans are injected or not. Now in this video we'll cover what setter injection is and what field injection is, because you need to know, right, how those things are. Even though you are not going to use it, but you should be aware of what type of injection I use. And for beginners, usually this question is asked in an interview, that tell me the types of injection in Spring. So what are the three types of dependency injection? This is a very common interview question. So there are three types of injection in Spring: constructor injection, setter injection, and field injection. So usually they ask the question is that when to use constructor injection and when to use setter injection. So as per Spring recommendation, when you need to use mandatory dependency, you need to use constructor injection, and when you need to use optional dependency, you should use setter injection. Field injection is not recommended. Why it is not recommended? They say that when you are writing JUnit or Mojito unit test cases, it is hard for your application to debug, and it is tightly coupled when you are using field injection. That's why they have setter and constructor injection. So now I'll quickly jump into. So we have constructor injection. We'll come to our service layer. We'll create one more method in our interface. So we'll just create one more method, string get customer with ID. We'll create this method and then we'll come to our service layer, and then what are we going to do is we are just going to create this method. We'll override this method and we'll return I am coming from service layer using setter injection. Okay, we are also going to change this a bit because it should look consistent. This will be constructor injection. Now coming back to our controller, we'll come back to our controller and we are going to create setter injection. We'll just do a bit change here. Okay, now what are we going to do is we are going to auto wire will be same. We will use public void set customer service, then we are going to have customer service equals to customer service 1. That's it. This is our setter injection. You can see the difference is that in constructor injection we are using, what is constructor? We have two types of constructor in Java. One is default constructor with no name, no parameter. Another is parameterized constructor. So this is sort of a parameterized constructor where there is a parameter which is our service class, and this is our setter method, setter injection, parameterized setter method. But we are not using this keyword in our setter method. So this is a key difference between identifying that constructor based and setter based injection. Now we are going to create one more get mapping. public string get customer with ID, and then we are going to, what are we going to return? We are going to return the method get customer with ID. That's all. That's it. Our constructor, you are understanding the difference. We are implemented this method using setter and this using constructor. Now we'll run our application and we'll see whether it is working fine or not. We'll come to our postman. This was done in earlier video, so if you are following, it will be beneficial for you. Save it, we'll run it. Okay, there is a typo. We'll reboot the server. Okay, perfect. So you can see that hi, I am coming from service layer using setter injection, and if we come to our earlier one, we have changed the message. Hi, I am coming from service layer using constructor injection. I hope this is clear. So till now, so there is also a typo. Okay, so now we can restart our server. Okay, things are fine. There was a typo. I just shouldn't be any impact, but anyhow, okay. So now we know what are these injection, constructor and setter. So there is no doubt. I could pause the video, rewatch it, and understand that how are you going to create constructor injection and setter injection. Now coming to our field injection. So there is one like how to say, means you will also think that why I shouldn't use field injection because there is less code for you to write. So field injection is nothing, just that. Okay, I will show you now. So what we are going to do is we are going to comment all these things. We are going to comment this thing. Now we have commented. This is mainly is field injection. That's it. Private keyword, your service class, and just their variable name. This is just that it. We will start our server. It will give me an error. I'll tell you why that error is coming. Okay, my server is started, but as soon as we click this will now it will give me an error. Yeah, see, it is giving me internal server error. It is saying me that we can read the error. Computer science get customer because this dot customer service is null. So it is confused. What type of injection are you trying to look for? Technically, it is looking for this dot customer service, which is expecting that it has to be constructor injection. But for us to use field injection, what we need to do is we need to use auto wired here. Now this error will be gone automatically. Server is started, so the error is gone. Even though here our message is hard coded, so it is coming in that way, but you could see the logic of injection is commented, and this is a field injection. I will write here so that field injection. This is field injection. Even though we are using this syntax in our constructor and setter, but we are writing 2 lines of code extra for it to make more uncoupled basically. So that's the difference between constructor. We can also uncomment this code and we can let it run all 3 at the same time. There won't be any issue. So, but we should not do this thing in our real world application. This is just for you to understand. I will comment this line actually, okay, for you to understand, because we need this line basically. We need this private and constructor. So I'll comment this thing. So we don't need auto wire here, okay. We don't need this thing. We need, because we have 2 things, one constructor injection and another is setter injection. And because we are using same service layer, if we have more like for example, I'm just showing you later, it will come in our upcoming video. For example, we have customer service, we have suppose payment service. Okay, suppose we have payment service. So once we have payment service, right, so we can use payment, we can use for payment service we can have constructor or setter, but in our upcoming videos we are going to use constructor injection. So this is the video where if you see a code in your company and you see that, oh, this is different compared to what you are seeing in here, because sometimes they might be only using field injection because it's quite easy, right? You see it's just one line. Okay, yeah, it's just literally one line, auto wire, and that's it. So no one even actually don't know the difference between these two things. So but this is what recommended by Spring. We should follow this, we should use it. So that's all I think. Subscribe to my channel if you have watched till now, and if you haven't subscribed till now, if you are new to my channel, subscribe to me. If you are already subscribed, thank you for your support, and just give me thumbs up. That's all for now. Thank you.